Hey y'all, welcome back to Mountain Murders Missing. I'm Heather. Jennifer Nicole Patterson has been missing since June 23rd of 1991 from Spring Lake, North Carolina. Spring Lake is located in Cumberland County, just minutes away from Fort Bragg. Pope Air Force Base is also located in Cumberland, so there is a heavy military presence in this area. And if you're not aware of Fort Bragg, specifically the Fayetteville area, it has a pretty high crime rate. You actually have a 1 in 21 chance of becoming a victim statistically of violent or property crimes. It's considered one of the most dangerous cities in the United States. 7-year-old Jennifer was born January 13th of 1984 to Alan and Ginger. It was on a hot summer's day in June of 1991 that 7-year-old Jennifer left her family's residence at the now abandoned Holly Hills Mobile Home Park, which is in the 1400 block of North Fort Bragg Boulevard. Jennifer was wearing a swimsuit with orange, yellow, pink, and turquoise square and squiggle shapes. Around 1:15 p.m., Jennifer departed to walk to a neighbor's house, but she never arrived. When Jennifer didn't make it home by 6 p.m., she was reported missing. In the days following, authorities conducted a massive search. Nearly 200 officers, civilians, and military personnel used helicopters and search dogs to comb wooded areas and bodies of water nearby. Sheds, holes, bridges, and swamplands were also searched for any trace of the young girl. The searches yielded little information about the girl's whereabouts, and eventually the ground search was called off. In the first few days, Jenny's parents, Alan and Ginger, seemed like innocent, grieving victims. However, word of a paternity test surfaced that Alan was pushing back against paying thousands of dollars in alimony to Ginger, and the paternity test was scheduled for a few days after Jenny's disappearance, so the child was never tested. At the time, Jenny's parents were divorced but still living together. Her father, Alan, submitted to a polygraph exam, which he reportedly failed. He was viewed as a possible suspect by law enforcement at the time because there was no evidence that Jenny had left her home at all. Ginger said she felt her daughter was no longer in the area, but didn't understand how the child went missing. Investigators also suspected the girl was abducted by someone while she was walking. During the initial interviews, Alan alluded that Jennifer was alive and well, and the disappearance was due to the custody dispute between he and his ex-wife. He later maintained his comments were meant hypothetically and not intended to be taken as fact. 2 months after his daughter's disappearance, Alan offered information about his daughter in exchange for not being prosecuted, but his attorney later said Alan would be unable to help police find the girl. In the days after the disappearance, authorities announced they were seeking leads out of state. Jennifer had relatives in Kentucky, Florida, and Georgia. It was thought perhaps Jennifer was taken by relatives or family members, yet they all denied knowing anything about the child's disappearance. One witness, a woman, said she saw a girl matching Jennifer's description in a parking lot of a pantry convenience store located less than a mile from the trailer park on the day the girl disappeared. The child was speaking to a shirtless man wearing jeans. This man was also described as scruffy, though he has not been identified. Investigators viewed Alan as a strong suspect, but he maintained his innocence, stating he was working the day his daughter vanished. Alan claims to be actively searching for his daughter and hopes to be reunited with her at some point. Jennifer's family seems to think the child was taken by a stranger. Authorities do not believe she is still alive. Now, at the time, Jennifer was described as an outgoing, charming child who enjoyed playing in her plastic swimming pool and riding her pink and white bicycle. Jennifer was known to wear a plastic Little Mermaid watch, which her aunt gifted her in 1989. The trailer park where Jennifer lived with her family, as I mentioned, is no longer there. After their daughter's disappearance, Ginger and Alan finally separated. Ginger reportedly moved to Kentucky, where she remarried. Alan moved away from Spring Lake, but still resides in North Carolina. Jennifer's disappearance remains unsolved, despite cold case investigators reopening the investigation in 2011. It is currently considered a non-family abduction case. Jennifer has brown hair, brown eyes, and was 4'5" at the time of her disappearance, weighing around 59 pounds. She has a freckle on the end of her nose, a small scar on her right temple, and a small scar between her eyes. Don't hesitate. Anyone with information should contact 911 or call the Cumberland County Sheriff's Office at 1-910-677-5432. If you have a loved one or a missing person you would like featured on Mountain Murders Missing, feel free to email me, mountainmurderspodcast@gmail.com.